Hi guys, this is Ashrita from Warrior Stars Academy. Now I'm before you to explain the general English bits of Model Paper 2 of AP High Court and District Court Notification by Uday Publication. So let's go. The first one we have is the comprehension. Work itself is a very important factor in motivating a person. A person tends to perform a task more enthusiastically if that work affords more satisfaction than the other work. A person's satisfaction out of work is more if it more needs satisfying. A man seeks something from work, and if he gets more satisfaction from a particular work, he will be prone to do that work better or harder. There are incentives for work. These can be financial or non financial. People like missionaries and some scientists do not work basically for material gains as such. A person wants to do a work which is personally meaningful. Now let's go to the question. The first question is, which one of the following are correct? Work is the most important factor by which a person is motivated. Work is the least important factor that motivates a person. Among the several factors that motivates a person, work is an important one. Nothing can be motivate a person who does not have some permanent work. So the answer will be C. Among the several other factors that motivates a person, work is an important one. A person's work satisfaction depends on the money and other benefits he receives from work, the need satisfying nature of work he does, the physical environment in which he works, the personal relationship he establishes with his colleagues and superiors, the need satisfying nature of the work he does. If a person gets more satisfaction from a particular work, he will stick on to that work forever, certainly achieve mastery over that work soon, slowly develop a taste for that work, do that work in a better and hard manner. The answer will be T. Do that work in a better and hard manner. Both the scientists and the missionaries work because of the incentives given to them without hoping for any material gains, because they want to be appreciated without receiving any material gain. The answer will be without hoping for any material gains. Every person wants to have a work which helps him to get involved meaningfully, helps him to earn sustainably, is pleasant and easy, can be finished quickly. The answer will be A, helps him to get involved meaningfully. Select the most appropriate synonym of the given word junk. జంక్ అనేది మనం గార్బేజ్ కి యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సో వీ నీడ్ ది సినోనిమ్. ఇంకా గార్బేజ్ కి సినోనిమ్ వర్డ్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది రబిష్. Select the most appropriate synonym of the given word, juvenile. Juvenile ante a person who committed crime who is below the age of 18. Minors, basically minors ni ఎవరైనా కమిట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ జైలుకి వెళ్తుంటే వాళ్ళని జువలైన్ అంటాం. సో మైనర్స్. Select the most appropriate synonym of the given word, meticulous. Meticulous అంటే ఒక పర్సన్ తన ఏదైనా వర్క్ చేస్తే అది చాలా పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా డీటెయిల్డ్ గా ఉండాలన్న వాళ్ళని మెట్యూకులస్ పర్సన్ అని చెప్పి అంటాం. సో ద ఆన్సర్ విల్ బి కేర్ఫుల్. మొత్తం అంతా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండి అంత సరిగ్గా ఉందో లేదా పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఉందో లేదో చూసేవాళ్ళు మెట్యూకులస్ పర్సన్. అంతే కేర్ఫుల్. Select the most appropriate antonym of the underlined word in the given sentence. Sanjeev is always busy with his business activities. Busy. Busy ki manu antonym కనిపెట్టాలి. So the answer would be idle. Select the most appropriate antonym of the given word. Enormous. Enormous అంటే సంథింగ్ బిగ్ అని పెద్దది. సో దానికి మనం antonym. The answer would be tiny. Tiny అంటే స్మాల్ చిన్నది. Select the most appropriate antonym of the word given in the bracket to fill in the blanks. He was absolutely courteous to me. Courteous ante being respectful. So polite. We should comply dash the rules. Manam rules ni పాటించాలి. So with the rules. We have to go atone dash our sins. మనం చేసిన తప్పుల్ని ప్రాయశ్చిత్తపడాలి అని చెప్పి అటోన్ అంటే. సో for our mistakes. My friend is vulnerable dash cold. He is vulnerable ante weak. Weak dash cold. Weak too cold. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given idiom. Sharp practice. Sharp practice ante they are not being honest అని చెప్పి. So dishonesty. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate phrase. Due to her height, Nidhi dash in her height class. Due to her height, Nidhi dash in her class. So height గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళని ఎక్కువ ఏం చేస్తారు, అందరు నోటీస్ చేస్తారు. So stand out. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate option. The book I brought yesterday dash 3 parts consist of. నేను తీసుకొచ్చిన బుక్ ఇట్ దాంట్లో 3 parts ఉన్నాయని చెప్పి కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్. Select the option that can be used as a one-word substitute for the given group of words relating to sound. Aesthetics అంటే మనకు తెలిసింది. అండ్ న్యూమాటిక్స్ అండ్ కైనెటిక్స్ అంటే ఈ రెండు సైన్స్ కి సంబంధించి ఫిజిక్స్ కి సంబంధించింది. కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ అది. అకౌంటిక్స్ ఇది సైంటిఫిక్ టర్మ్ that refers to the sounds that comes out of scientific experiments and చెప్పి. Select the option that can be used as a one-word substitute for the given group of words. A disease prevalent over a large area. A disease prevalent over large area. ఒక డిసీజ్ ఏదైతే మొత్తం హ్యూజ్ ఏరియాని కవర్ చేసి ఉన్నదో దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటామని చెప్పి. సో ది ఆన్సర్ ఎపిడమిక్. ఈ టర్మ్ మనం కోవిడ్ దగ్గర యూస్ చేయాలి. కోవిడ్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఎపిడమిక్ డిసీజ్ అని చెప్పి. Parts of the following sentence have been given as options. Select the option that contains an error. I told Jack that we seen a good film last week with our friend from Mexico. I told Jack we seen a good film last week with our friend from Mexico. ఇక్కడ సీన్ కాదు, saw రావాలి. I told Jack that we saw a good film last week. So the answer would be C. The following sentences have been divided into parts. One of them may contain an error. Select the part that contains the error from the given option. If you don't find any error, mark no error as your answer. The forest ranger always treats all the wild animals in his area very kindly. The forest ranger always treats all the wild animals in his area very kindly. మొత్తం అన్ని ఉన్నాయి. ఆల్వేస్ కి ట్రీట్స్ మొత్తం సరిపోయింది కాబట్టి there is no error in this question. Select the option that contains a grammatical error in the underlined portion. I had taken a vow of celibacy, which was a part of my training while I was in the temple. I had taken a vow of celibacy, which was a part of my training while I was in the temple. I had taken a vow of celibacy, which was a part of my training while I was in temple. So ఇక్కడ అండర్లైన్ పార్ట్స్ చూసుకోవాలి మనం. సి అండర్లైన్ పార్ట్ ఏంటంటే which was a part of my training. డి ఏంటంటే vow of celibacy. సో ఇందులో ఆన్సర్ I had taken a vow of celibacy, which was a part of my training. So the answer would be B. A part of the given sentences which has been underlined may contain a spelling error. Select the option that correctly rectifies the spelling error. If there is no error, select no error. The doctor prescribed to put the patient in quarantine for a few days. So quarantine spelling correct గా ఉన్నది ఇది QUARANTINE quarantine. My sister had a great thirst for knowledge. My house was disposed of last year. I am good at singing. The birds usually build their nest in the trees. Select the word which means the same as the given word of words. వెరీ అటెంటివ్ టు డీటెయిల్స్ అంటే మెట్యూక్యులస్ పర్సన్ అని చెప్పి వెరీ అటెంటివ్ టు డీటెయిల్స్ అంటే. సో దానికి సంబంధించిన వర్డ్ ఇక్కడ ఏముంది? ఫస్టీరియస్. Select the word which means the same as the given group of words. A fictitious name, especially one used by an author. Anonymous అంటే మనకు తెలిసింది. ఇన్కాగ్నిటో కూడా మనకు తెలిసింది. సూడోనేమ్, ఇంపర్సనేటర్ అంటే ఒక పర్సన్ ని మనం వాళ్ళన్నట్టు మనం యాక్ట్ చేయడం. సో ది ఆన్సర్ వుడ్ బి సూడో. Select the word which means the same as the given group of words. The study of the origin and history of a word. Etymology. Genealogy అంటే స్టడీ ఆఫ్ ది హిస్టరీ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ అని. ఎపిడమాలజీ అంటే స్టడీ ఆఫ్ ది హిస్టరీ ఆఫ్ మెడిసిన్ అని చెప్పి. అండ్ ఫిలాలజీ స్టడీ ఆఫ్ క్లాసిక్ లిటరేచర్. So the following sentence has been split into 4 segments. Identify the segment that contains a grammatical error. Sharda was cooking lunch while I am going to give her the mobile phone. While I was going. Was రావాలి, past tense రావాలి. The following sentence has been split into 4 segments. Identify the segment that contains the grammatical error. The eldest prince is the heir of the throne. The eldest prince is the heir to the throne. The following sentence has been split into 4 segments. Identify the error. Segment that contains a grammatical error. Each of the students were present for the valedictory session that night. Each of the student card. Every student travel. Select the most appropriate synonym of the word given in the bracket to fill in the blank. Technology has supreme importance in the life of modern men. అంటే it became very essential అని చెప్పి. So, paramount. Select the option to fill in the blank. There was a study about a kind tree and a little boy. He used to sit dash the shade of the tree. He used to sit in the shade of the tree. The answer is B. Select the option, most appropriate option to fill in the blank. The audience was asked to dress dash since it was a formal occasion at the royal palace. So the answer would be appropriately. Select the appropriate option to fill in the blank. I was looking forward to a quiet evening at home. Quiet evening at home. And a pleasant evening. Select the most appropriate synonym of the word given in the blanket to fill in the blank. Cordial. The relationship is quite cordial. The answer would be C. Warm. In the following passage, some words have been deleted. Read the passage carefully and select the most appropriate option to fill in the blanks. We all get goosebumps, which are reflex reaction by a human dash to a sudden drop in the temperature or feelings of panic, anger, or extreme fear. They are also dashed by itty bitty muscle in our hair fossils. Human body. Okay, they are also created by itty bitty. Okay, the answer is D. Select the appropriate option to fill in the blank. Due to some technical emergency, the helicopter was supposed to land on a dash occupied piece of land. Vacant. That's all for today, guys. Bye bye.